Welcome everyone to another Celebrity Widows
well.
Wednesday.
Here's a celebrity.
No.
Yes.
um, Here we are,
Yes.
Debbie Horton, and I have my with the band shirt on.
Yes, she does. Yes, with
I
the
do,
band.
and I sound like a guy, so I am not Bruce.
She don't feel good.
I have this ridiculous, I don't know. I got food poisoning.
Yes, at the
Have you ever-
airport.
girls, have you ever had food poisoning? Horrible.
It's horrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It was absolutely horrible. But here we are. We're in
Warren, Indiana.
Warren, Indiana.
Just north of Indianapolis.
Yes. And we drove here. And so they're setting up for the show today. So you might hear some background noise.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what's going on.
Yes.
And so I decided that, well, actually, we were talking last night. We had gone
Yes.
out to dinner.
Yes.
And we were sharing a couple of things about well, it was kind of interesting. The differences, girls, between a bereavement, grief, and mourning.
They're
What those
three
differences
separate
are.
things. I was really wondering because you hear all three terms,
Yeah.
and I said, what does it really mean? Because even the Bible speaks of like blessed are those who mourn.
Mourn.
Okay, so what's mourning versus grief versus bereavement? And so, and I hope I remember I got this right. And you can look it up, on the internet.
Sure.
But bereavement would be the first
What initially
knowing
happens.
when it happens, when the person first dies and goes away, that initial
You go through that bereavement.
and then
Time, I
the
guess you'd
time
call
the first wave of
Right.
that sadness, and then the second, and these are not necessarily in
In
order, but the
order, no.
bereavement would be first,
Yeah.
okay, and then the grief, of course, is that continual
grief.
of loss, sense of loss, that
Right.
continual sense of loss, and mourning is
This was interesting
yeah,
because
this was-
we've seen it.
yes, it's especially in the sense of like just recently when President Bush died. Okay, there was a big display of public mourning.
It's public.
Public mourning. So like the flags being half mast for
Wearing
his
black.
wearing black, the funeral services, the memorial services. That's when people come together to mourn.
Mourn. in
Okay, so
public.
mourn is a temporary type thing. You don't continually mourn.
Right. Because the
Okay.
Bible says there's a time to mourn and there's a time to dance.
That's it. So the mourning period is, and different religions have different or traditions. They would like sit in sackcloth and ashes, and they wear
Right,
black
right,
for a
right,
period
right.
of time,
Yeah.
and all this. So that's all part of the mourning MOURN
Right.
rituals. So that was kind of interesting. So I thought, what was the differences?
Yeah.
And so, but the grief is the one that's the
grief is the
continual
one
sense of
that
loss.
hangs on.
That's
and that's the one that
hangs
I
on.
was saying, that's the one that, crazy enough, causes you the most grief. Is
Right.
grief.
Right.
Because it doesn't want to let go.
Yeah.
Even in, it's funny, but funny crazy. We drove here from Massachusetts, so
Long drive.
we're on our way through for the holidays and making our stops along the way. But so we were talking in the car, Bruce and I, and even now, you guys, this wave came over me and I just started crying over Daryl and that thing that comes, that
Right.
tries to overtake you.
It is just, I don't know. I have the same thing, and we were talking last night too about first year, second year.
Why is it worse than the second
I'm in the
year?
second year now, okay?
Yeah.
And Susie helped me so much through that first year. I mean, I found her videos, and I would highly recommend to you, if you have not gone back and watched the previous ones, please do, because there's so much encouragement and faith and love of God in what she does. But the second year is a time that the realization is starting to set in more. You have to define new goals for your life. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? And it's difficult.
And because that realization is so tough, you have to decide whether or not what you're going to do with it. You know, I realized too in that second year, he's not coming back.
No, that's the realization.
I don't know why in the first year. I guess maybe because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
You're still trying to wrap your head
Well-
around it. But in the second year, it seems very, for sure, you know, it's very solid that this is my reality now.
That's right. And there's a psychological part of this too. Like your brain, it's just like when you have a baby and you have that attachment to that baby.
course.
That baby is like your child.
bond.
There's a bond there, but that's not just an emotional thing. It becomes an actual physical thing, a chemical thing in your brain.
Yes.
So that attachment is still there. And and subconsciously, you're still looking for that person. Where are they? Where are they? And
Your brain cannot
your brain cannot
fathom that this reality
that
is
this
your
has happened.
reality.
And so when you realize, in fact, I start crying now, even thinking about it. They're not there, But we survive.
We survive,
And
honey.
you will too.
You will too. It comes, it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Even though your life may change.
Right.
You know, my life has changed.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, Daryl is always with me.
You were with him
He's
30 years plus?
well, we were married 32 years.
32 years.
But I knew him since I was 11, so 40 years.
That's a
This
deep
man is
attachment. He's part of your DNA.
He's imprinted
in
in
he's
me, if
imprinted.
you wanna
He
say.
absolutely is. He absolutely
And
is.
you know what was interesting too last night? I thought you said something, and I was like, interesting. What that woman said to you.
Oh,
A
yes.
woman made a comment.
Oh, boy. Okay.
my goodness.
Okay, folks. I'm in the entertainment business. I do family shows at performing arts centers and not bars, casinos, or things like that.
Right.
Really nice family-oriented shows. And so during the break, intermission, people come up and talk to me. They've seen me on television. They know who I am. They've known that my husband has passed. And this happens often. A lady came up to me and she says, I lost my husband 11 years ago. And I said, I'm so sorry. And then she says, and I want to tell you right now, it doesn't get any better. I've heard that so many times. And I liked what you said to me because it would make me feel like, oh my gosh, because I know what I'm going through now. And then the thought of it not getting better, it's like, and this woman's 11 years down the road?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, and then I don't know why somebody feels they have to say that to me.
Yeah.
And I've had it said several times. You've had it said to you.
Had it said to me.
And you probably too, if you're a recent widow, or you maybe have had
Yeah.
someone say that to you. So tell them what you said to me, which helped tremendously.
Well, I said, the first thing that popped into my mind was, and which I have said, is that to the person would be, well, I'm sorry that that's your experience.
Your experience.
You know, as a widow, I own my own experience.
That's right.
You own your own experience.
That's right.
It's my choice how
It's a
I
choice.
handle it, and how I treat other widows, or how that's just me.
That's right. It's
You
very,
know?
and I don't know I don't know the motivation
It's
behind
unconsciously
saying
mean.
like
I
that.
don't think people intend, I'm going to hurt you because I'm going to say
Right.
it. I don't
Yeah.
think
I
they
don't think-
intend to do
no.
it. It's a flippant thing. This is how probably she's ingrained this in her head. This is
Yes.
how she works. This is how she
Right.
does it. Maybe it's how she copes.
That's her
I don't
reality.
know.
That's
It's
her reality.
It
Yes.
doesn't have to be yours.
No.
It absolutely doesn't have to be yours. There's no way we should, because somebody else has that expectation, you don't have to,
No.
oh darn, that means I'm going to
That
live
means-
forever like that.
Yeah,
No,
no.
you do not. You decide. And,
But that
and
doesn't
of course
mean
with
that
God.
when you do get sad and you do have those down periods, that oh no, I'm just like this woman. I'm
Oh,
just
gosh.
like what she said.
No,
No,
are
but they're gonna be
there's
times.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, but
there's
God gets us
seasons
through.
of that, and God definitely gets us through.
Yes.
God gives peace. His word says, that He gives peace that passes understanding. I don't understand why I have peace in this storm. or whatever it is that you're going
Yes.
through, you know. I don't understand. But God says like this, you know, I'm with you, honey.
Yes, exactly.
I'm with you.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
I've got your hand.
Yes.
I've got you. Don't let go.
Right.
You know, and God wants to be partner with you. He wants to partner with you.
I've
He wants to be
found-
your husband.
That's right. He does. And
You know?
and I think that first year was just like this year of like being in a storm. You just don't know which way to go. And so now in the second year, I'm hearing God more clearly now. It was
Yeah.
survival the first year, and now I'm hearing direction from Him.
And you know, that's so
And
much
doors
fun
are opening.
because-
And then you think,
exactly.
wow,
You,
know,
want to, yeah, because
my heart was not ready for that last year.
no.
I couldn't do
And
it.
you know, especially now, you guys, you know, around the holidays, it's always hard because your mind goes back to those memories of.
It does.
I remember, you know, even now, like Darryl, our last Christmas together.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah, I think it on.
our last Christmas together was him. I can still picture him in his robe.
Yeah.
In our living room, and he couldn't walk fast, so he was shuffling,
Yeah. Oh,
just
cute.
shuffling over to the little stockings, or whatever, and he
that's
picks up
sweet.
the stockings. He comes over,
yeah.
and then it was our tradition. Like he would open the Bible and he'd read Luke chapter
Yes,
2, and
exactly.
you know, read, and we would talk a little bit, and then you know, share some gifts, and just it was beautiful. And
Right.
so it's so different now. You
Yes.
know, every Christmas will be different.
Right.
No matter who is in your life, who's in your home,
That's right.
you know, it's going to be different. But it's okay, you know. Remember, there's a time for everything.
Right. That's right.
Time to mourn, time to dance, time to laugh,
Right.
time to cry. That's Ecclesiastes.
That's right. And it's
You know,
true.
and so
It's life.
I'm
it's
tired
it's
of
the
crying.
life on this. Yeah, I know. It's,
Right,
it's
girl?
really.
But
The
done
crying
with
part
that.
is not so good.
It comes and it
But
goes.
It comes and it goes.
And you know what? Stand up for yourself. Don't let somebody else's negative thoughts make
Right.
you. You
It's
know,
like
don't let it
it's like
form you.
Like I always put it like this: when people say something to me, it's like taking a bullet or something. Like bang, you know. Like I didn't expect
That's
that.
funny because me and
you
Bruce,
know?
we call those sniper attacks.
Sniper attacks.
It's
That's
like a little
exactly
sniper,
it.
like
It's like
bing,
a sniper
you know, like
attack.
oh gosh,
Like
hello, that hurt.
It
you
comes
know,
out of
I know.
nowhere, you know. It's just like
Yeah.
But I liked what she said. She said, what Susie just said. When somebody says something to you, and you feel like, oh my, is that going to be my story? You say, well, I'm sorry that that's the way it is for you. I'm
sorry that's
for
your
you.
experience.
I'm sorry that's your
It doesn't have to be.
Right.
It doesn't have to
Right.
be.
That's
you
right.
know?
And Bruce said last night when we were talking, it's all choice.
Mm.
And that doesn't mean it's easy.
Gosh.
It's not like just saying, okay, I'm going to be happy now.
No.
No. It's not that kind of choice.
I would like it if it was like that.
Yeah, it would
but
be
it's
cool if
not
you
like
just flip
that.
that switch and say, okay, it's over now. I'm going to be
Yay,
daddy.
done.
Yeah. But no,
No, it's not.
But it's still, you don't want to stay in that. That's like you say, like Ecclesiastes said, there's a time.
There's a time for it.
And how long that time is between you and God.
Sure.
He knows. He knows what you need.
Yes.
Some things people heal quicker than others. Some bruises, it's like, it takes time.
You're gonna make it, girls.
You are.
You're gonna make it. It's okay. You
Yeah.
know, cry it out. Do what you have to do.
Yes.
Get close to God.
Amen.
Keep crying out to Him.
Watch Susie's videos. I'm telling you. And should I mention something else?
My book.
She's got her book.
It's
Oh my
with a
gosh.
publisher right now.
Yes, it's so exciting.
We're hearing good things.
Yes, and when
And
that
they
comes
talk
in-
like, I have homework. Like, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought I was done writing stuff, but no.
Uh.
So we're still working on it. And they said maybe 3 months or so.
I was
It will
privileged
be-
to read it, the first draft. Oh my goodness, it'll bless your heart. It'll
Amen.
bless your heart. You gotta get. Yeah.
So I'll let you know when I know.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us
Subscribe.
today. Oh, like and
Like
subscribe.
and subscribe.
All right. God bless.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.